This is Chapter 3 of 4 Kingdoms, Angst.
Do you worry about the tracks?
X asked his father, although he'd never call him that.
In what regard?
Sabotage, age.
Abraham puffed.
Of course he wouldn't worry. Who would dare question such an important thing as a 700 years ago fail? This authoritarian rule cannot last. 'Tis most obvious they'll rise, again, stronger this time than of the past.
The main train station in Komencanta had once been the epicenter of Forestian revolution. It wasn't where the earthquake of revolt started, but where it met the surface and vibrated outward, destroying so many lives with it. As a term of surrender, trains with more than 20 passengers were forbidden to travel anywhere in Forest. This stipulation effectively crippled Forestians without inconveniencing the Isle. As the locomotive pulled to a stop at the ghostly platform, Abraham's servants pulled the luggage off the car, then came up to help him down and into the cart awaiting them. A drone had carried forth their message of arrival and expectation to stay in the Kirali's Forticajo. Abraham had been uninterested in receiving confirmation. The timing was to coincide with the Forestian Conclave, where they would begin to join the political and social systems of their newly annexed territory. When X and Abraham arrived to the fort, the drawbridge was down. Not exactly a welcoming sight, which paired nicely for what X guessed was their highly unwelcome visit.
In your next treaty, define a moat.
Abraham advised. He always bestowed short learnings on his children from his long, storied experiences.
A challenge given the requirement of intentionality. Is it a moat or just a canal?
X countered.
No one requires a seafaring route from the east side of this fortress to the west.
It is quite lovely, though.
Abraham's overtly serious dynamic with X did not leave room for such a sentiment, sarcastic or not. Once inside the 6-meter-high walls, small support buildings dotted their path to the Boulevard of Freedom.
New name.
X pointed out. At the top of this winding path up 200 meters, the cart came to a stop.
You'll need to walk from here, I'm afraid.
The cart operating Nosco hollered.
Thank you. That'll be all.
X said, bracing Abraham over to a wall where he could sit. Knowing the luggage would soon come, both males waited in silence. With the luggage unloaded, the carts backed down the hill and the servants almost to the top with the first round of luggage, X removed the stair climber from his backpack. Abraham sat on it, programmed it to follow X's movements, and then they too were climbing the stairs. Such inventions, not yet globally available, caused a lot of questions. The Islers long ago realized they could attempt to wipe the knowledge, a tricky process, or simply avoid the distraction. They preferred avoidance. At one scenic overlook, anticipating the servants to be returning down the hill for the last set of luggage, the pair stopped. Abraham moved from the stair climber to a bench at the overlook. X packed the contraption away. Then they gazed over the whole of the east side of Komencanta toward the Isle. They could see the surrounding Sentinel Mountains in the distance. Carved in the stone there at the railing, X ran his index finger over Gods, crossed out.
You make good progress, Lord.
One servant commented as he passed. X gave him a wave and nod as acknowledgement. Abraham did not move. As Abraham reboarded the stair climber, he said,
This motherfucker won't rule here old.
a pureblood Nosco. At 36, Kirali Wilhelm only had about a decade remaining to his lifespan. Noski aged rapidly at the end. Once they started to gray and wrinkle, they only had a few years left.
Or at least he'll never leave the Forticajo.
X added.
A sitting duck.